Є таке дуже престижне, щоб прям.
Пропозиції хай будуть, а ти вибирай.
І як вам Махоя сподобалось?
Сподобалося?
Торт, так?
Ясочка, привіт. Я люблю навіть його. Трохи обіймів.
О Боже.
І що ще скажеш?
Нічого, ви скучаєте зі мною? Вже хочете сюди?
За тобою скучаю.
Добренько. Добре, тоді я вас люблю дуже-дуже сильно. Папа. Передам, папа. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think that this might be the best matcha that I've made at home. This is like the perfect combination. We have Moon Juice almond milk. We have Peak matcha. I am working with Peak. I've been working with them for a long time now, and I'm just such a fan. You guys see me use them all the time, even in videos that are not sponsored. So I just wanted to put it out there. I love them. We pretty much have it every single day. And then I add some of this Manuka honey and a little bit of pure vanilla extract. You guys know I don't love coffee. I don't miss it. I feel like matcha just does it for me. Matcha has L-theanine in it, which is something that kind of helps you just calm down a little bit. So yeah, Peak Sun Goddess Matcha. Big fan, 10 out of 10. Quadruple tested for toxins, pesticides, heavy metals, toxic mold, and radioactive isotopes for ultimate purity and daily drinking. Thank you, Peak. Also, I just want to add that this is my pre-period skin. I'm about to get my period in like the next day or two. And usually I feel like my skin just looks very dull and I just feel yucky. I don't know, guys. She's glowy. I did get microneedling done recently too, but I have also stopped taking all my supplements, which is something I'll touch on later. I'm talking everything, probiotics, minerals, all of it. I stopped completely, so the only thing that I have now is food and my matcha. So I feel like I can now tell what is making the difference and what's not. I haven't been taking anything for the last like 2 months. So I wanted to do a little sit down video today actually and talk about my big perspective change and outlook on food, on fitness, on my exercise routine, and everything that has really helped me lower inflammation and just feel once and for all happy in my body and consistently happy in my body. So we're gonna sit down and chat, but I'm first and foremost just gonna make myself a little drink. So I forgot to mention that the only other supplement that I take is the Peak BT Fountain Beauty and Electrolyte drink. This I will have usually on like the hotter summer days, which today was one of those days we went to the farmer's market and I could just feel hydration like leaving my body. So I'm gonna have one of these. It's so good. It's formulated for your skin and it has ceramides in it, which are clinically proven to increase skin's hydration, elasticity, just makes your skin feel nice and bouncy. And then it also has hyaluronic acid in here, which is, we all know you can put it on your skin, but you can also drink it, and believe it or not, drinking it makes a huge difference. And for a limited time, I do actually have a really cool offer for you guys from Peak. If you shop through the first link below, you will get a milk frother, which you guys saw me use this morning. I love this thing, I use it every single morning. And a beaker with your purchase, which is so nice. This thing alone is worth it. I love it. It works so well. I used to have the Nespresso milk frother, and honestly, this thing is better. The best part about it is that it's chargeable. It's not on batteries or anything. It comes with a charger. So we love that. So obviously a big portion of my channel is talking about supplements and routines and products that I feel really helped me lower inflammation, improve my gut health, improve my hormones. However, I feel like I have never sat down and made a video simply talking about the big shift that I had about 2 years ago. But I think the reason I haven't done a video like that is because I'm only realizing now, and I'm coming into it more and more every single day. I recently had an appointment with a doctor here. His name is Brian with Shen Generation, and it was about a month ago, and it really changed my perspective on everything in relation to my body and in relation to stress and management and just outlook on life itself. I know it sounds like way up there, so let me bring it down a little bit. I've said it so many times. Stress is the number one thing. Like, you can take every supplement, you can eat all the healthy foods in the world, you can exercise in the most gentle way, but if you are not managing your stress, if you're constantly looking at life and being anxious, whether that be anxious about your body, you know, changing, even going deeper than that. I think a lot of women, we feel anxious about putting on weight or not fitting into society's standard of what is considered beautiful right now and not keeping up with the trends. And it's just crazy to think that bodies are trending, but they are, and they have been, and they've always been. I think they're just, it's all coming to light now because we've seen, you know, I think in the past the trends were, they took a little longer, like the 90s. We all know what was popular in the 90s, right? But that lasted for a while, whereas now I think even I have seen at least 3 different body trends throughout my lifetime, which is pretty absurd. And if you think about that, if you think about how much pressure is put on women and how much that stress just affects your hormonal balance and everything, it's insane. So I had this appointment, and he kept saying, like, I really want you to take a breath through your stomach, like you have to breathe into your uterus. And I realized like how hard that was for me and how much stress I hold in that part of my body. But at the same time, I was telling him, like, if you had asked me to do this or even just do this appointment with you 2 or 3 years ago, like, you would be even more shocked at how much tension I had in my body and how much I was holding. And I am so proud of how far I've come. I've gotten a lot of questions on, oh, I see you're eating gluten all the time now, and oh, I see you're eating dairy every so often. Honestly, I have been. I've been introducing those things back in very slowly because I realize now that I was so traumatized by losing my period 5 years ago. It was such a traumatic experience, and it made me, obviously, you know, I went to acupuncture and I started doing research into all the things that I had to like cut out of my body: dairy, gluten, stop exercising the way that I was exercising. And like, yes, those are all the things that I needed to do, for sure. I was over exercising 100%. Should I have been going to the gym 7 days a week? No. Should I have been eating all the processed junk and all the protein powders and BCAAs and all the things that was just wrecking my digestive system? No. So what did I do? I swung the other way, right? I basically started eating very clean. I cut out all the things that I thought were causing me inflammation. And yes, again, those were all necessary at the time. But now that I've had a regular cycle, I had a regular cycle for 3.5 years, I feel good in my body. I feel not like, if you've ever been inflamed, you know what that feels like. You know, you wake up and you feel puffy and you eat a piece of anything and all of a sudden you have gas and indigestion. It's just a yucky feeling. It's hard to explain it, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I rarely feel that. I mean, sometimes I feel that around my period, but that's just a hormonal change, you know, it's normal. So I've just had, like, a few months ago, this shift of like, let me introduce these things back in. Let me start going to my Pilates classes a little bit more often. You know, instead of going once a week to my reformer Pilates classes, I'm going twice a week. Like, I want to be able to push my body. I want to be able to eat gluten. I want to be able to eat dairy. I look at the way that my parents, my grandparents, even my great-grandparents, the way they used to eat, like, there was just way less restriction, and it was just more, you just ate the things that looked good, that came from the earth, that were, yeah, minimally processed, of course, but there was more diversity, and that's definitely something that I just want to have in my life. And interestingly enough, the more I add back in and the less I stress about, oh, maybe I can't have that, or maybe I shouldn't exercise on this day because I'm in my luteal phase and I probably shouldn't do this. It's more of just like an intuitive feeling of, oh, if I'm feeling tired, I won't do that. Or if I'm feeling like maybe I shouldn't eat that today, I won't eat that. But if I feel okay and I check in with myself and I'm like, no, that sounds really good, I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have that bread and butter. I'm gonna have, you know, I don't know, the chocolate with lots of dairy in it. I'm gonna have the processed sugar. Like it's hard to explain what it means to be in tune with your body, but I guess the way that I would describe it best is it's letting go of control and trusting, like trusting that your body will communicate with you. It will tell you when you didn't get enough sleep. One thing I'm trying to work on right now actually is getting rid of this Oura ring, because I have realized that I am just somebody who likes having metrics in her life, but not in like a healthy way. Anytime I have any kind of metric, I have, I guess, an obsessive personality with it. Maybe it stems from having an eating disorder. Maybe it stems from all, you know, whatever it came from my past. But I definitely struggle with knowing how my body is functioning in this like numeric way. I think feminine energy is like just that trust and going inward and trusting your intuition and knowing that your body like knows how to keep you safe and knows what you need, and it will tell you, it will communicate with you. But if you sever that connection, if you would rather look at an app on your phone that tells you how many hours you slept and what your heart rate was and all the things, like, yeah, those things can be helpful. But you have to know yourself enough and be honest with yourself enough to be like, okay, maybe this has gone past a point where it's not helpful now I'm getting obsessive over it. And I think that those are the kind of habits that you need to build. Every once in a while, check in with yourself and be like, hey, maybe this thing that used to be helpful and used to look really helpful isn't anymore. And do I have enough self-control and self-respect to walk away from that? That is something that I'm working on. I haven't taken it off yet because I have a nasty tan line here. I need to replace this ring with something else. But I am working on it, and I think that that's something that I want to do. The older that I get, like each year, I just want to dive deeper into, yeah, like my soul. And interestingly enough, I feel like I'm about to get my period, and I can already tell that this period is going to be smoother, more relaxed after my appointment with Brian. Like something about, he did chiropractic work on me. It was almost like a therapeutic appointment. Like we talked about a lot of personal things, but it was also, he's a chiropractor, so he adjusts you. He did like a skull adjustment on me, which I've never ever experienced before in my life. This is not sponsored. I paid for the service myself, but he is in Venice and he's incredible. So I'll leave his information down below. I just felt like he helped me, that final little puzzle piece that I was still missing. He put it together, and you know, it's weird. I feel like my memories have gotten better. Like I can remember things in a more chronological order. I have more, I feel like I guess that comes from being present. I feel more present in my life, whereas when I was struggling with my hormonal issues, digestive issues, my eating disorder stuff, like it was hard for me to tell you, like it was hard for me to remember the timeline. I remember the timeline based on kind of what I was feeling, and what I was constantly feeling is like judgment or anxiety or depression or all these different things, whereas I just don't feel that anymore. Knocking on wood. I know that life ebbs and flows, but I just hope that I don't lose myself like that ever again, and I don't think that I will. I think that that's what like trusting yourself and figuring yourself out is. Yep. That is kind of how my perspective has changed on fitness and health, like even more so than before. I never want to be in a position again where I was so controlled by the fear of my body changing that I let my body and my hormones take such a hit because of that. I will never do that again. I don't care if I put on weight. I don't care if my body changes. I don't care. I would so much rather feel good and feel like my digestive system's functioning well, and I can sleep well, and I wake up energized, and I don't need coffee, and I don't need like these other stimulants in my life. I drink my matcha because I like that it makes my skin glowy, and it's almost like a social thing. Like I really just love going out to matcha, but I don't rely on it. I can be okay without it. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say, and it's all I want to encourage you guys to do is every day a little step towards trusting yourself, even if that means, you know, if you're tracking your food, like I've always said, start slow. Start with just not tracking your breakfast and track the rest of the day, and then as you get more comfortable, you track a little bit less and a little bit less, and then you all of a sudden are enjoying a full day without ever looking at MyFitnessPal or any of those other apps. Like you can do it. Same with the exercise stuff. Like if you feel controlled by your workout routine, start slow by just simply switching it up to maybe lower intensity stuff. If you're working out at the gym 7 days a week, maybe replace 2 of those days with a yoga session or with a Pilates session or something that's a little bit more or a little bit less intense, and then just kind of see. I think trusting your body is it's like a, you know, give yourself a trial run and see what happens, and I guarantee you guys, you will be very surprised how well your body adjusts. That's all. Happy summer, guys. I hope that you guys are enjoying your summer, and yeah, don't forget to shop Peak in the description bar. They're awesome. I love them, and I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll do a little What I Eat in a Week summer edition.